Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Swamp at Port Allegany High School for tonight's junior high boys and girls games against the visiting Northern Potter Panthers and your Port Allegany Gators. I'm Jeremy Morey here in the Crow's Nest, joined by Technical Director Dave Bartlett, and on center court camera we have Randy Andriano. We're about 10 seconds here before the start of this first quarter. We'll get you the starting lineups as soon as we have them. I'd like to thank everybody joining the broadcast tonight, and if you have not, please hit that subscribe button. Okay, starting for Port Allegany, number 1, Aubrey Butler. Number 3, Bria Philhart. Number 5, Joanna DeRouche. Number 11, Eliza Milliron. And number 13, Sophia Benkowski. And the tip-off goes to the Gators. Bria Philhart chases it down. Battled there by number 21 for Northern Potter. She'll lay it up and in. That's Harlow Shope. And the starting lineup for the Northern Potter Panthers: number 10, Elena Martin. Number 15, Mariah Lewis. Number 13, Serenity Risser. Number 21, Harlow Shope. And number 25, Stacy Peffer. Philhart now with the ball. Back to Benkowski. Looks inside to DeRouche. Down low to Milliron. Her shot up off the glass and in. Shope inbounding now for Northern Potter. Gets it into Martin, number 10. And she'll hand it off to number 13, Serenity Risser. Her shot off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Risser. Touched a few hands on the way back. Gets it down low to number 15, Mariah Lewis. Her shot does not go. Rebounded by Philhart. And she'll move the Gators quickly this way. Ball tipped away by Shope. And kicks it ahead to Martin. And great defense there by number 3, Bria Philhart, to knock the ball away. It will remain Panther basketball. 4:54 left in the first, 2-2 tie. The Panthers inbound, a shot blocked by Philhart, rebounded by number 1, Butler. Real baseball throw it ahead intended for Milliron, and it'll be a turnover for the Gators. Inbounding with Shope, she gets it ahead to number 10, Elena Martin. And she is met by Milliron. And ball tipped away by Aubrey Butler for the Gators. Shope inbounds to Martin. Martin being chased there. Picks up her dribble, looking for help. Met there by Philhart. And Milliron gets it over to Risser. Her shot up. No good. Rebounded by number 21, Harlow Shope. And she'll drive the lane, lay up off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Northern Potter, number 15. She'll lay it up, still no good. Martin on the rebound. Her shot finally goes in. Great offensive boards there for the Panthers. Bria Philhart now for the Lady Gators. Pass intended to Butler, knocked away. Picked up by the Panthers. Martin drives the lane, lay up and in. Philhart, bounce pass over to Benkowski. Gets it into Milliron. Thought about a shot. Loses a handle on it. And Butler will pick it up for the Gators. Looks inside to DeRouche. Thought about a layup, met by some Panthers. She will shoot off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Risser. She takes the Panthers the other way. Her shot from the foul line, high off the backboard. Rebounded by Butler. And hit her in the face. But she's toughing it out. Philhart quickly. Bounce pass to DeRouche. DeRouche, ball knocked away by Mariah Lewis. And she'll kick it out to Serenity Risser. Her shot doesn't touch anything. And a rebound attempt by Harlow Shope, but she steps on the line. And a timeout will be called by Coach Benkowski with 3:05 left here in the first quarter. Northern Potter 6, Port Allegany 2. The 32nd timeout here for Coach Binkowski and the Gators. Some great offensive rebounding there for the Panthers, and the Gators, Coach Binkowski, I'm sure, is trying to calm the girls down, making, recommending good passes. Let's handle the ball well. Let's not give it up. We've seen a couple times now where Northern Potter is simply just batting it away from the Gators. So no changes to the lineup. It does look like we're going to have number 25, Jaden Mohan, coming on for the Gators. And Butler will take a seat. Phil Hart inbounds to Binkowski. Bounce pass right back to her. Bria bounce pass over to Sophia. Binkowski gets a handle on it. Down to Mohan. Thought about a shot. Get it in to Milliron. Her shot off the front of the rim. And a foul will be called underneath. Jaden Mohan with the offensive rebound. Inbounded to Roosh. Gets it over to Binkowski. Back over to Mohan. Into the lane. Loses the handle on it. Picked up by number 13, Serenity Risser for the Panthers. Gets it up to Martin. Bounce pass back to Risser. Loses it. Picked up by Phil Hart, but quickly taken away by Shope. Peffer with the ball, and it'll be a jump ball. Very aggressive defense there by number 3, Bria Philhart. And the possession arrow in the Gators' favor. So again, Philhart comes down, met there by Shope. Gets it down to Mohan. She'll shoot, blocked away by Martin. And it'll remain Gator basketball. It looks like Joanna DeRouche now will be inbounding for Port. Oh, and she steps on the line. She tries to get it in. Thought about going to Binkowski, but so another turnover for Port Allegany gives the Panthers the basketball. Martin now running the offense. Looks down low, too high. Pass intended for Mariah Lewis, number 15. And coming into the game now for Northern Potter will be number 22, Kimber Lampman. And Stacy Peffer will take a seat on the bench. Phil Hart bounce pass back over to Binkowski. Working on Martin and Risser. Back to Phil Hart. Phil Hart bounce pass to Mohan. She'll work into the lane, pulls her dribble. Thinking about a shot, just taken away by Martin. Shot high off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Mohan. And she gets it back to Binkowski. She'll kick it ahead to Bria Philhart. Bounce pass to Mohan. She gets it into Milliron. Her shot up off the back of the rim, no good. It'll be rebounded by number 21, Harlow Shope for Northern Potter, and she's moving quickly the other way. Layup, no good. Rebounded by Binkowski. Phil Hart bounce pass to Mohan. Thought about a shot. She will shoot. Doesn't touch anything. It'll go out of bounds. It'll be Northern Potter basketball. We're under a minute now here in the first quarter. 6-2 Panthers. Inbounding now for Northern Potter is number 21, Harlow Shope. Gets it into Martin. She'll pick her dribble up. Gets it back over to Shope. Shope guarded there by Milliron. And a travel. That'll be a Panther turnover. So Phil Hart again here for the Gators. Looking for Mohan. Mohan picks up her dribble, back to Phil Hart. Phil Hart guarded tightly by Martin. over to Pinkowski. And she's tripped up, and a foul is going to be called on the floor. That's going to be on number 10, Elena Martin for Northern Potter. Looks like inbounding will be Jaden Mohan. Oh, picked off there by number 15, Mariah Lewis for Northern Potter. Pass intended for Bria Philhart. Shope back to Martin. Martin, travel. That's consecutive trips down to the offensive end for the Panthers, ending in a travel call. So as we near about 10 seconds left to go here in the first quarter, Philhart over to Pinkowski. Working against Risser. Pinkowski, long pass over to Mohan. Met there by Shope. And time will expire with no shot. And the end of the first quarter, 6-2 Panthers. As we have the junior high cheerleaders coming on, we'd like to give them a shout out. Ella Amel, Avery Burford, Shaylee Carpenter, Brittany Furman, Natalie Grimes, Phoenix Kilmeyer, Lily O'Rourke, and Bella Schaefer, coached by Terry Austin and Lexi Reed. So a low-scoring first quarter as a result of some miscues from both teams, but the Gators seem to be having trouble handling the basketball a little bit tonight. Hopefully Coach Pinkowski is calming the girls down and making sure they're making good, clean passes, handling the ball, and not letting it get away from them. And for Northern Potter, getting the shots, just not making them. And those two travels back-to-back, a little bit more disciplined basketball for Northern Potter. So coming back out on the floor for Port to start the second quarter will be Philhart, Milliron, Mohan, DeRouche, and Benkowski. And for the Panthers, we have Shope, Martin, Peffer, Risser, and Lewis. Shope trying to get it in. Will to Martin. She's guarded there by Bria Philhart. Goodbye. Picks up her dribble. Met by three Gators. Bounce pass inside to Risser. Her shot off the front of the rim. It'll be rebounded finally by a Gator. And she'll travel. That was number 11, Eliza Milliron. Shope inbounds to Risser. Her shot doesn't touch anything. Rebounded by Milliron again. She gets it out to Philhart. Philhart picks up her dribble. Over to Mohan. Mohan works into the lane. Loses it. Picked up by DeRouche. Her layup off the glass. No good. Rebounded by Harlow Shope. She gets it up to Elena Martin, and she'll shoot. High off the backboard. No good. Rebounded by number 25, Mohan. Bria Philhart met by stiff defense of Harlow Shope. And a timeout will be taken. No timeout. My apologies. All right, Northern Potter to inbound. Into Risser. Risser, she'll shoot. Off the rim. Rebounded by DeRouche. And she gets it back out to Philhart. Still no new scoring here in the second quarter. Philhart picks up her dribble. Bounce pass into Milliron. Met by three Panthers. Philhart bounce pass to Mohan. Mohan into the lane. Her shot. Up and in. So Martin now for the Panthers. Looks low to Lewis. Can't control it. DeRouche on the rebound. She gets it out to Benkowski. A long pass ahead to Mohan. She'll shoot from the foul line. Off the rim. No good. And it'll go out of bounds. And it'll be a turnover Coming in now for the Gators, we'll see number 30, Molly Barber. And number 1, Aubrey Butler. On for Benkowski and Mohan. And a timeout will be taken by Northern Potter. So with 4:15 left to go in the half, 6-4 Panthers. As we have the junior high Gator cheerleaders on. While we have a timeout, we'd like to thank the Port Allegany School Board, Mr. Gary Buxton, Superintendent, and Mr. Aaron Clark, the Port Allegany Athletic Director, for allowing us to broadcast these and for all their support. And we hope that you enjoy these broadcasts. We're bringing you a different camera angle that you haven't seen before tonight. We're trying something new. And we'll give credit to Dave Bartlett using his own personal computer or personal camera. That is the baseline camera that you'll see. So as action resumes, Shope into Martin. She crosses half court and is met by Phil Hart. Picked up by Butler. She picks her dribble up over to Risser. Risser loses it, kicks the ball. Lewis will pick it up for Northern Potter, and it'll be a scrum on the floor. A jump ball in Northern Potter's direction. They will retain control. Oh, now they're changing it to white. The arrow on the scorer's table doesn't seem to be working tonight. So sorry for the confusion. So Phil Hart across half court, bounce pass down to Butler. Taken away by Risser. And she'll walk. Another travel called on Northern Potter. So Phil Hart will be inbounding now for Port Allegany. She gets it into Molly Barber. Met by Risser. Pass back out to Phil Hart, and a timeout will be taken by Coach Benkowski. It'll be a 30-second timeout. Great time to call that timeout, as it looked like Northern Potter was going to take that ball right out of Bria Phil Hart's hands. Okay, looks like we're going to be back in action with Port Allegany inbounding. It'll be Molly Barber, number 30. She'll get it into Phil Hart. Phil Hart across half court, gets it over to Butler. She can't handle it, picked up by Martin. And an odd man rush now. Martin shot up off the glass and in. Barber into Phil Hart. Phil Hart back over to Barber. Met there by Risser. And a jump ball called. And it'll be Northern Potter ball. Very aggressive defense from Northern Potter. And we'll see Butler going off and number 4, Piper Babcock on for Port. Very, very aggressive defense, as I was saying, from Northern Potter. Simply just meeting the Gator player, and another travel for Northern Potter, and simply just, shutting them down and taking the ball right out of their hands. Inbound from Barber, gets it to Phil Hart. Phil Hart still with the ball. Bounce pass over to Barber. And it goes off of Risser's leg. Remains Gator basketball. Phil Hart into Barber. And stolen right away by Martin. And she's going down the lane, layup, off the rim, no good. And a jump ball called again. That was Eliza Milliron for Port in that. And coming in for Northern Potter, we'll see number 22, Kimber Lampman for Lewis. And for Port, we'll see Benkowski back on. Philhart guarded tightly there by Shope. Over to Benkowski. And yet another jump ball. This time in Northern Potter's direction. You see these players picking up their dribble, and then Northern Potter simply just coming in and grabbing a hold of the ball, forcing the jump ball. Martin now for Northern Potter. Into the lane. She'll pull up her dribble. Thought about a shot. Bounce pass into traffic. And another jump ball called, this time for Port Allegany. With 2:21 left to go in the first half, Port Allegany trailing the Panthers 8-4. Philhart will be fouled that time by number 21, Harlow Shope. Philhart now inbounding it. Long cross-court pass over to Benkowski. Sophia picks up her dribble. Back over to Babcock. And a travel on Piper Babcock, number 4. So Martin now for the Panthers. Met again by Philhart. Pulls up her dribble, bounce pass. Nearly knocked away by Milliron, but picked up by Shope. Her shot up off the glass end rim, no good. Rebounded by Babcock. And we saw Peffer there again just try to rip it out of her hand. And another foul be called on number 21, Harlow Shope. Also on now for Northern Potters, number 22, Kimber Lampman. Philhart working it around. Guarded there by Risser. Bounce pass into Milliron. Her shot up off the rim. DeRouche nearly rebounded. Picked up finally by Milliron. Over to Philhart. And a travel will be called on Port. Coach Benkowski yelling out instructions to the players here, as I'm sure frustration is mounting. Martin nearly loses it, but comes back down with it, and will simply knock Philhart to the ground, and a charge. That's going to be on number 10, Elena Martin. And coming back into the game, we'll see Mariah Lewis for Stacy Peffer. So as we near the 1 minute mark here in the first half, Philhart's pass intended for Babcock too high off Babcock's fingers and will go out of bounds. And we'll see number 25, Jaden Mohan, coming on for Joanna DeRouche. Elena Martin for Northern Potter. Into the lane, picks up her dribble. Back out to Risser, and she doesn't handle it. It must have been tipped by a Gator. It remains Panther basketball. And Shope gets it into Risser. Guarded by Benkowski. Her shot up off the front of the rim. Falls right into the hands of number 1, Aubrey Butler. And a foul called on Northern Potter. That's going to be on number 15, Mariah Lewis. And again, we start to see the refs calling that now a little bit more. as Northern Potter, every time Port comes down with the basketball, they just reach in and try to pull that ball away. So Phil Hart directing traffic a little. Bounce pass over to Binkowski. 30 seconds to go. Into Milliron, her shot up. Rebounded by Mohan. And she is fouled. And she'll take 2 shots here. That's going to be on number 21, Harlow Shope. So we'll see the first foul shots of the night here. Number 25, Jaden Mohan taking these for Port Allegany. Her first shot up off the back of the rim, no good. And coming in now for Northern Potter is Stella Peffer and Stacy Peffer. Off is Shope. Second shot up, no good, off the backboard. And great hustle there by Piper Babcock. Unfortunately can't bring it in. And it'll be Northern Potter ball. Inbounding will be number 15, Mariah Lewis. Gets it up to Martin. Martin in to 22. Kimber Lampman can't handle it. It'll go out of bounds. And it'll be a Panther turnover. So with 13 seconds to go in the half, Phil Hart into the lane. Kicks it back out to Binkowski. Her shot, no good. And it'll stay Port Allegany ball. That was a great look from Bria Philhart to a wide open Sophia Binkowski. Gets it into Babcock. Binkowski over to Mohan. Body checked, knocked to the floor. And it's going to be on number 10, Elena Martin. And that'll send Mohan back to the line. With 2 seconds to go here in the first half, 8-4 Panthers. First shot up from Mohan and in. Jaden lining up her second shot here. It is up and in. Nothing but net. Oh, no, called off. Called off by the ref. She stepped over the line. And the ref stopping the game to make that correction on the scoreboard. Score 8-5, 2 seconds to go. Kimber Lampman inbounding here for Northern Potter. Gets it into Martin. She'll dribble a few times, heave it, and not even close. So at the end of the first half, Northern Potter leads your Port Allegany Gators 8-5. And we'll take a break here, and we'll see you back before the second half. And we're back for the start of the second half, as the Panthers lead the Gators 8-5. On the floor for the Gators, Butler, Philhart, DeRouche, Benkowski, and Milliron. And on for Northern Potter is Martin, Shope, Peffer, Lewis, and Risser. Sophia Benkowski inbounding it to Bria Philhart for the Gators as we start this second half. Philhart loses it a little bit into the lane. Layup off the side of the rim, no good. Rebounded by DeRouche. And a little bit of tossing of the ball around and finally brought down by Lewis. She gets it ahead to Martin. Martin working it around, met there by Philhart. Picks up her dribble, back out to Risser. Risser from the elbow, her shot. Last touched by Joanna DeRouche. Shope inbounding it now for Northern Potter. Gets it into Peffer. Peffer shot up. Airballed it, rebounded by Risser. Her shot off the rim, no good. Pulled down by Martin. Guarded very tightly there by Philhart. She gets it back out to Peffer. Her shot touches nothing, out of bounds. And it'll be Gator basketball. So Philhart inbounding it to Benkowski. Now Benkowski will be running the offense. Works off to the left. And a charge will be called. It's going to be on number 1, Aubrey Butler for Port. Martin will travel. Picked up her dribble early, guarded there by Philhart. So Philhart gets it into Benkowski, guarded there by Martin. She'll work off to the left, over to Shope. Gets it ahead to Philhart. And a foul is going to be called. It's going to be on number 21, Harlow Shope. And we'll be seeing Kimber Lampman coming in soon for the Panthers. Milliron shot blocked. And it'll go out of bounds, but will stay Gator ball. And Lampman will be coming in for Shope. Philhart inbounds to DeRouche. She'll shoot, and a jump ball called. That'll be Northern Potter ball. Coach Benkowski a little shocked at that call. Martin now for the Panthers. Across half court, met there by Philhart. Philhart ends up on the floor, gets it over to Risser. Risser to the elbow, her shot hard off the backboard, no good. Still fumbling for it, brought down by Lampman. And she'll get it. Oh, bodies flying everywhere. And that was Serenity Risser for Northern Potter. Everybody appears to be okay. And it'll be Gator basketball. 4:20 left to go here in the third quarter, 8-5. Philhart finally gets it into Benkowski. Benkowski across half court. Working against Lewis. She'll get it over to Butler. Her shot blocked. Picked up by Milliron. And a jump ball. Stays in the direction of Port Allegany. That'll be Sophia Benkowski inbounding it this time for Port. Gets it into Joanna DeRouche. Gets it back to Philhart. Over to Benkowski. Her shot up off the rim. And still bouncing. No. Rebounded by Butler. She gets it back to Benkowski. Her second shot up off the backboard. No good. Rebounded and finally put in by number 11, Eliza Milliron. Or no, I'm sorry, Aubrey Butler, number 1. So Martin to the blocks. Bounce pass intended for Lewis, knocked away by Milliron. Picked up and taken away by Binkowski. She gets it way ahead to Butler. And taken right away, but Butler gets it back. Looking to DeRouche. And a foul. Foul's called. There's quite the scrum going on down there. It's going to be on number 25, Stacy Peffer for Northern Potter. And we'll see number 25, Jaden Mohan for Port coming on. And Aubrey Butler going off. Phil Hart gets it into Mohan. She falls to the floor and will travel. Martin again for the Panthers. Met by Phil Hart and Milliron. Working it around. Runs into her teammate, Peffer. And a timeout will be called by Northern Potter. That'll be a 30-second timeout. While we have a little time here, another shout out to the junior high cheerleaders. Ella Amel, Avery Burford, Shaylee Carpenter, Brittany Furman, Natalie Grimes, Phoenix Kielmeyer, Lily O'Rourke, and Bella Schaefer, coached by Terry Austin and Lexi Reed. Our crew tonight is on center court camera is Randy Andriano. And up here in the booth is Dave Bartlett giving you all the different looks and graphics. Everything you're seeing on screen is because of the genius of Dave Bartlett. Martin for Northern Potter. Meets Binkowski and Milliron, and now Phil Hart. She gets it out to Lewis. Lewis back over to Martin. Martin into the lane. It'll be stripped away, and it'll be a jump ball. And the possession arrow for Nopo. Stacy Peffer inbounding now for the Panthers. Gets it into Martin. Her shot up and in. Phil Hart working it for the Gators. Down to Binkowski. Binkowski picks up her dribble, tries to get it to DeRouche, picked up by Milliron. And another jump ball. And it'll stay Port ball. We're seeing more of the same from the first half here. As soon as Port pulls their dribble down, Northern Potter's all over them, just trying to yank the ball out of their hands. Gets it into DeRouche. Back out to Binkowski. Guarded by Risser. She picks up her dribble. Looked for Phil Hart. And it wasn't there. Knocked out of bounds by Elena Martin. Phil Hart attempted to get it into DeRouche. Knocked away by Risser. Martin now for the Panthers. Back out to Risser. Her shot up. In. Phil Hart ahead to Binkowski. Guarded there by Martin. Gets it into DeRouche. Her shot up and in. And Coach Binkowski calling for the press now. Gators within 3. Minute 37 to go. Lewis ahead. Looking for Lampman. Taken away by Phil Hart. And she loses the ball. It'll be up. And a foul finally called down there. It'll be a shooting foul. It's going to be on number 13, Serenity Risser, sending Joanna DeRouche to the line. And Northern Potter will call a timeout. A full timeout for the Panthers. And we'll turn it over to the cheerleaders. Great work there by the junior high cheerleaders. We have the Gator mascot down there giving some hugs out to some youngsters. So Northern Potter will be the first back out on the floor. We have Peffer, Lampman, Risser, Lewis, and Martin. And for Port, Philhart, Benkowski, DeRouche, Mohan, and Milliron. So DeRouche's first foul shots of the night. First one up is in, nothing but net. Pulls the Gators within 2. DeRouche's second shot up, off the back of the rim. It'll be rebounded by Benkowski. Gets it into DeRouche, too high. But last touch by Northern Potter. DeRouche to inbound. Gets it into Mohan. Back to DeRouche. Layup off the glass and in. Tie ball game, 12-12. Martin now for the Panthers. Across half court, met by 3 Gators. She'll fall to the floor and travel. Philhart will be inbounding here for Port. Looking to get it into Mohan. Back ahead to Philhart. Guarded there by Martin. Back over to Mohan. Mohan works free. And it'll go off her foot. Out of bounds. It'll be a turnover. It'll be Panther ball. Under a minute now here in the third. 12-12. Peffer gets it into Risser. Risser will, a foul will be called. It's going to be on number 11, Eliza Milliron for Port. Martin across half court. Stops, picks up her dribble. Taken away by Mohan. Pass intended for Peffer. Benkowski, long baseball throw intended for DeRouche. Off her hand, out of bounds. And coming back on for Port will be Aubrey Butler. And Sophia Benkowski will take a rest. Lewis now inbounding for Northern Potter. Gets it into Martin. Guarded there by Butler. And out of bounds on the Panthers. It'll be Port ball. Bria Philhart directing traffic. Gets it into Mohan. Mohan, baseline, picks up her dribble. Back out to Philhart. She'll shoot from the elbow. It is up and in. Nothing but net. The Gators take the lead, 14-12. And a quick foul called. It's going to be on number 15. And the only 15 on the floor, unless I saw the number wrong. They're not displaying it on the scoreboard tonight, so I'm not even going to guess. And another travel for Northern Potter will be a turnover. That's on number 10, Elena Martin. Philhart into Mohan. She gives it right back to Bria. Bria looking for DeRouche, but a foul called. That's going to be on Stacy Peffer for Northern Potter. DeRouche inbounding for Port. Gets it attempted for Mohan, way too high. Martin all alone. Layup, no good, missed it. And that's the end of the third quarter, with the Gators coming back and taking the lead 14-12. As we enter this final period of this junior high girls game. Some more great work here by the junior high cheerleaders to get this crowd into it. We have a pretty good crowd here tonight for the junior high game. As much as we love to see everybody on the stream and subscribing, these student athletes would love to see you in the stands as well. So I think there's only 1 or 2 home games left. Only one more home game left here for the junior high basketball teams. So if you have time and a free night, please come out and support our student athletes. So we're down to the final 6 minutes of the game at the start of the fourth quarter here. Northern Potter will be inbounding, number 21, Harlow Shope. Gets it into Martin. Guarded very tightly there by Phil Hart. And a jump ball called, met by Jaden Mohan there. It'll be Port ball. Phil Hart inbounding to Mohan. She'll give it right back. Phil Hart over to Binkowski. Binkowski down to DeRouche. She'll turn, she'll shoot off the backboard, no good. Rebounded by number 11, Milliron, as she hits the floor. And a foul. That's going to be on number 3, Bria Philhart. Martin now with the ball, crossed half court. Works to the foul line, her shot up off the glass and in. And we have a tie game at 14. That was a great shot, comes right down to the foul line, just tossed it up, bank shot and in. Phil Hart picks up her dribble, looks inside to DeRouche. She'll pick it up. Stripped away, Phil Hart with the rebound. She'll go baseline, and a foul. That's on Northern Potter number 10, Elena Martin. DeRouche inbounding here for the Gators. Looked for Phil Hart, a little too hot to handle, over her head and out of bounds. It'll be a turnover again for the Gators, giving Northern Potter the ball. Shope into Martin. Met there by Mohan and Phil Hart. Now Milliron. Still dribbling, loses it, gets it back to Shope. Phil Hart, aggressive defense. Down to Lewis. She'll shoot a 3. Doesn't touch a thing. Rebounded by Peffer. Kicks it right back into Milliron. Milliron ahead right to Risser. She'll shoot. Off the backboard. No good. Risser's second shot. Again and in. That'll give the Panthers a 2-point lead. A timeout will be taken by Coach Justin Binkowski. A full timeout. So is the excitement certainly picking up here in the second half. The Panthers already doubling their first half output. And the Gators nearly tripling theirs. With a lot of basketball to go. So I'm sure both coaches here telling the girls to settle down. We're seeing some high-paced play, resulting in a little bit of sloppiness from both teams, but and coming back out on the floor for the Gators will be Joanna DeRouche, Sophia Binkowski, Eliza Milliron, Jaden Mohan, and Bria Philhart. For the Panthers, Elena Martin, Mariah Lewis, Serenity Risser, Stacy Peffer, and Harlow Shope. So the pace certainly getting picked up here for the Gators. Benkowski with the ball, guarded there by Martin. Picks up her dribble, gets it back over to Philhart. Philhart met by Risser, and the ball knocked right away, but it'll remain Gator ball. Philhart inbounds to Benkowski. Picks up her dribble, back to Philhart. Philhart calming things down, looking for somebody. Bounce pass into Mohan, and a jump ball. Possession arrow in the Panthers' direction. Shope to inbound. The press on again for the Gators. Martin met by 3 Gators. Benkowski, Philhart, and Mohan. And a block will be called there on number 25, Jaden Mohan. Just wasn't able to set her feet there on a fast-moving Elena Martin. Shope inbounds to Lewis. She'll get it down to Peffer. Her shot up off the bottom of the net, rebounded by Risser. Her shot off the bottom of the backboard, but a foul. That's going to be on number 13, Sophia Benkowski. And it's going to be a shooting foul, sending Serenity Risser to the line. First time we see Risser from the free throw line. First shot up, and it'll go in. So the Panthers back out to a 3-point lead. Risser lining up her second shot. It is up, and it'll go in. She makes both. Mohan ahead to Benkowski. She'll get across half court, looks down to Milliron. And a foul is going to be called. That's going to be on number 15, Mariah Lewis for the Panthers. Gators trying to figure out who's going to inbound it. Will be Bria Philhart. Into Joanna DeRouche. Back over to Benkowski. Into Mohan. She'll turn around and shoot. Off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Milliron. And a jump ball stays Gators' direction. DeRouche inbounds. Intended for Mohan, nearly taken away, but Philhart picks it up. Into DeRouche. Her layup and in! Shope into Martin. Coming down the side, met by Philhart. She'll spin around and shoot from the blocks, and a nice floater. Nothing but net from Elena Martin. Keeps a 4-point Panther lead. Oh, Philhart ahead to Mohan, stolen by Martin. Coming in, and a foul going to be called on Bria Philhart, sending Elena Martin to the line. That is the 4th team foul here for Port. One more in there in the bonus. The shot by Martin up off the back of the rim, no good. Teammate Harlow Shope calming her down, giving her words of encouragement. Martin's second shot up and off the back of the rim again, rebounded by Mohan. And immediately fouled. That's going to be on number 13, Serenity Risser. 3rd team foul for Northern Potter. Mohan inbounds it to Benkowski. Benkowski across half court. Martin giving her a little bit of room. She picks up her dribble now over to Philhart. Philhart back over to Sophia. An attempted pass to Joanna DeRouche. Knocked away. And last touch by the Gators. Shope into Martin. Guarded tightly there by Benkowski and Mohan. She'll get free. A baseball throw tipped by Milliron, ultimately picked up by Risser. And stolen right away by Mohan. She'll look over, gets it to Milliron. Milliron down the lane, her shot off the backboard. Rebounded by Mohan, and another jump ball called. I'm kind of confused on that, but that was the call regardless. Inbounded by Northern Potter. Met there by Mohan and Binkowski, and a timeout called by Northern Potter, as Elena Martin was in serious trouble there. 2:28 to go here in the game. Northern Potter leads the Gators 20-16. Okay, we're back from the timeout. Northern Potter inbounding. Harlow Shope into Elena Martin. Martin across half court. Oh, it's off her foot. Rebounded by DeRouche. She gets it back out to Bria Philhart. Oh, she had a streaking Jaden Mohan. Hard foul there on number 13, Serenity Risser. We've seen all night tonight, very aggressive defense from the Panthers. Into Binkowski, over to DeRouche, her shot, and she's fouled as she shoots. That's going to be on number 15, Mariah Lewis, sending Joanna DeRouche back to the line. And DeRouche's first shot up and off the side of the rim, no good. And coming in now for the Panthers is number 22, Kimber Lampman. And she'll take Stacy Peffer's place. DeRouche, second shot up, off the side of the rim, rebounded by Lewis. Ahead to Martin. Martin picks up her dribble, met there by Binkowski and Philhart. And a foul. That is I'm trying to figure out. Okay, it's the 5th team foul against Northern Potter. Sorry, no, there's some confusion there. I'm sorry. Risser's shot off the backboard, picked up by Martin. And she'll be fouled there by number 3, Bria Philhart. Yeah, sorry for the confusion there, folks. I think everybody here in the school was a little confused on what actually was going on. And we believe what was going on was some kind of warning to the Northern Potter bench. So Martin, shooting, makes the second shot. 5-point Panther lead now, under 2 to go. Binkowski leading the Gators. Looks down to Milliron. And a jump ball between Lampman and Milliron stays Gator basketball. Into Binkowski. Over to Philhart. Into DeRouche. Her shot off the side of the rim. Brought down by Risser. Shot by Schlope. Blocked. Picked up by Philhart. Over to Binkowski. She's on the floor. Back to Philhart. Benkowski now looks into DeRouche. Met by Lampman. Her shot up off the glass and in! Under a minute to go. Gators down by 3. Martin, stop. She's trapped there. And a timeout is called by Northern Potter. And we'd like to, it's going to be a full timeout. We'd like to have everybody stay here. It's going to be the same broadcast for the junior high boys game. And you'll hear Doug Archer on the call. As we see our junior high boys lined up down in the locker room tunnel. Watching this very close game now, coming down to the wire. Still a one-possession game here for the Gators if they could get a three-point shot in or even a foul on a made basket. Northern Potter back out on the floor, but Coach Benkowski still drawing something up for the Gators. Shope inbounding to Risser, knocked away by Phil Hart. Remains Panther ball. We have Harlow Shope again inbounding. She's going to be guarded there by Jaden Mohan. Gets it into Risser. Risser coming down across half court. Met there by DeRouche. And loses it, picks it back up, tosses it in. Ultimately comes down by Shope, and she'll shoot it completely over the backboard. Out of bounds. 34 seconds to go here. Still a three-point game. Phil Hart to Benkowski. Benkowski across half court. Picks up her dribble. Down to Mohan. Mohan, baseline. Looking for DeRouche. Knocked away by Risser. She's laying on the floor. And a jump ball. Possession arrow in the Panthers' favor. Both teams tonight very aggressive defensively, just getting right in there after the ball, trying to rip it out of each other's hands. So commend this stingy defense. Risser with the ball, met by Phil Hart as she crosses half court, and she'll be fouled there by Phil Hart, a block. That's going to send Serenity Risser to the line for Northern Potter with 14 seconds to go. Risser's first shot up and in and out. Coming into the game will be number 11, Stella Peffer, as Kimber Lampman goes off. A little scoreboard trouble here in the gym. It says 22-18. That shot did not fall. That's the pause in the action. So now the scoreboard here in the gym reflects the correct score. Risser will line up for her second shot. It is up. Off the front of the rim, rebounded by Milliron. Gets it over to Benkowski. 10 seconds to go. They need to move quickly now. She'll chuck it, picked off by Risser. Risser will one-arm it. Picked up by Milliron, and that is it. That's the game. The visiting Northern Potter Panthers beat the Lady Gators 21-18. I'd like to thank everybody. Center court cameraman Randy Andriano, Dave Bartlett up here in the Crow's Nest with me, running all the technical boards and showing you everything on screen. And I'm Jeremy Morey. Thank you, everybody. Again, stay here. Doug Archer will be on the call for the junior high boys game.